Hi, welcome to ShowMeTheCurry.com. I'm Anuja.
And I'm Hital, and today we're making Swiss roulade.
AKA Swiss roll. Stop showing off.
It just sounded so much better.
That is true.
Yeah. But it's such a yummy recipe, and it's got such a wow presentation factor. So let's get started.
I know, it looks so difficult to make, right?
Yeah, it does.
but
it's not.
Yes. So here we have a jelly roll pan. Basically, it's a 10 by 15 pan, and it's got a very shallow edge. And what we're going to do is we're going to butter it. We're going to butter the bottom, we're going to butter the sides really well. So makhan maro.
Yeah. And by the way, we have our oven preheating at 375 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So it'll be ready to go when we are.
Let's just use our hands. So much easier.
I think it's done. She's having way too much fun.
I think so.
So here we have a sheet of parchment paper. You want to use parchment paper, not wax paper. And we've cut it approximately to the size of the pan. And we're just going to press it in.
All right, and we're going to butter this as well. Again, the bottom and the sides.
Perfect. And now I just have some all-purpose flour, or maida here, and we're just going to sprinkle some on top.
And we're going to dust it. Now the best way to dust it is tap it on each side, let it go to every corner, and we're going to take it over to the sink and just dust off all the excess. It looks fantastic. We're going to keep it to the side till we're ready to use. So before we get started on the cake, we're going to work on a simple syrup that's going to help moisten the cake later. We have a little saucepan here. We're going to put 1/3 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of water, and just put it on medium heat and allow the sugar to melt with the water. And once it starts boiling, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of lemon juice and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Mix it and turn it off. And we're just going to allow this to cool down.
So here we have 5 eggs, and we have separated the whites from the yolks.
Yep.
So we have 5 whites here, we have 5 yolks right here, and they're at room temperature. So with the 5 yolks that I have here, I have 3 tablespoons of sugar, plain table sugar. I'm going to add this in. And I have a whisk. Now I'm going to keep whisking this until the yolks turn a nice creamy color and it smoothens out. And it should take approximately 5 minutes to do this.
And while Hital's doing that, I have the egg whites and I have an electric beater. Now you can do it by hand, but of course it's going to take a little longer and a lot more elbow grease. So I'm going to work on this, and we want them to form soft peaks. And once it does that, we're going to add some sugar. But let's get the eggs beaten. Okay, this looks done. We've got soft peaks. It's not stiff. So to this, we're going to now add 3 tablespoons of regular sugar. And now I'm going to beat it till it forms stiff peaks. I should be able to take this bowl, turn it upside down, and it shouldn't move. So get going. All right, that looks good.
Go ahead.
Put it over your head or over mine? Oh! All right. There you go.
And the yolks and the sugar, look at that. It's so beautifully nice and creamy.
You know, what a beautiful lemon color.
Yeah,
just
can't
gorgeous.
even tell those were yolks. So once the egg yolks and the sugar are this nice lemony color and consistency, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And just mix it in through.
So one of the things we wanted to mention is there's 2 of us doing this, so we can simultaneously get to the same point. But this is the first step you need to do if you're doing it alone. This is the first thing you need to do, and this is the second thing you need to do. So just to give you an idea.
And we're going to put this aside for a second.
So now we need to sift a few things. Here's 6 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and 6 tablespoons of cornstarch. And we're going to sift it.
So now we have these 3 things. We have the egg yolks, the egg whites, and our flour and cornstarch mixture. So to our egg yolks, we're going to add 1/3 of the egg whites. And just gently fold this in. If you overwork this, the egg whites will go flat, and you don't want that to happen. So just gently mix, turn it over on itself.
And we're going to add half of the sifted flour and the cornstarch. So basically what you're trying to do is we're trying to alternate the egg yolks and the flour and the cornstarch. You start off with the egg whites and you end with the egg whites. More egg whites.
Look at this, it's an amazing fluffy mixture here.
And the balance of the flour and the cornstarch. And we're going to put in the balance of the egg whites. So the oven is ready, 375 degrees. This is the baking pan is ready. And
this is ready. See, it's nice and smooth. Now we haven't overworked it. I can't stress that enough.
Yes.
It's going to go flat if you do, but just fold it onto itself and gently work with it, and eventually everything comes together. And we're going to pour this into our prepared pan. And I'm going to use a spatula just to gently spread the batter. Again, you don't want to press very hard or the egg whites will deflate. So just gently and quickly do this.
All done. And it goes into the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, 190 degrees centigrade.
On the middle rack, and for 6 to 8 minutes.
Correct.
So our cake is out of the oven, and our oven took exactly 8 minutes.
Yes.
And look at the color on this. It's a nice light golden. And
if you touch it, basically it needs to spring back. It needs to be firm, not like super soft. But this is perfect.
so we're going to take this out.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to all the buttering, we don't need to, loosen the edges. But if you do, just use a little butter knife and you should be fine.
And we have it on a wire rack. And we'll let it completely cool down before we proceed. So our cake is cooled down completely, and we have another piece of parchment paper. But what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle some powdered sugar over this. Now we're going to take our cake,
Very gently.
flip it over here.
And you can just remove it, the old paper now.
And here is their simple syrup that we worked on before. It's also cooled down. So we'll just take this and just moisten this top of this cake.
Yum.
It smells so good. And basically you're going to use all of the syrup and just evenly coat the cake.
And here I have some jam, strawberry jam. Now you can use any flavor that you like. And I'm just going to, since it's new, I'm just going to just smoothen it a little bit so there's no lumps.
You want to make sure the edges are really moistened well. That way we're able to roll this cake easily. Okay, that's done.
And now we're going to use this jam as a filling. Now you can use a lot of different things.
Whipped cream would be my favorite after this jam. So you can buy some Cool Whip from the store, or if you have some heavy whipping cream, you can whip it yourself at home and spread that across on top of the jam, or just by itself. That's a great option.
Yeah, Nutella.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a yummy option.
So now we're going to actually do the roulade part of it, the roll part of it. So all you have to do is start working on one side and gently start rolling, and use your paper to help you out. And as you keep rolling, keep holding back the paper. There you go. And make sure the seam is at the bottom. And what you can do is you can, get rid of the edges if you like. That way it's clean. Look at that.
Beautiful.
And you can make slices. Voila! It's such simple decoration. You don't need to do anything extra to it. Absolutely
it's so pretty.
beautiful.
It is very pretty, and you can make it even a day ahead of time, and it works absolutely fine.
Absolutely wonderful. So enjoy your roulade or your Swiss roll. Stuff it with whatever you like. Just a hint, just a word of advice. Chocolate is an aphrodisiac. And I didn't say that.
I didn't hear that. But enjoy this and join us again on another episode of ShowMeTheCurry.com.
Adding a pinch of spice to your life.
Try?
Absolutely. I thought you'd never ask.
Yummy.